In this video, we're going to look at the start page that appears when you first open VisualStudio.net. It provides ready access to three important pieces of information as you start developing your applications in VisualStudio.net. Namely, the first thing that you can do is manage your projects, create new projects, and open projects, which is the default Get Started tab as you see here. The second is a series of community pages. For example, when you click the What's New tab, you can see information about Visual Studio resources, partner resources, and all of this information is downloaded dynamically from Microsoft's web servers. Additionally, you can see information about websites and news groups that are devoted to VisualStudio.net and .net in general. Any headlines from MSDN that might be available at the moment, for example, any news, technical articles, and it even gives links to a knowledge base that you can click on. You can search the online help, go to a download section where you can download applications that are provided by partners of Microsoft, code samples, or other reference materials. There's a link to web hosting that can provide companies that can host your ASP.NET web services or web forms. And then the third function is that it allows you to set up your personal profile information. The purpose of this is to help you get you acclimated to the development environment as fast as possible by giving you some options on what type of, for example, keyboard scheme, window layout, what type of help that you want to see when you look at the help files, what should be filtered out, as well as other settings. And as you'll notice, there's a profile section that gives you some basic profiles that you might be familiar with in the past. For example, if you're a previous Visual Basic user, it'll set up the keyboard and maybe the look and the feel of the windows a little bit differently than maybe if you were a C++ developer or if you've used Visual Studio in the past. The final feature that I'd like to point out is that when new updates occur to VisualStudio.net, you can see that you'll be notified of that right away, and you can click to update VisualStudio.net. But what I want to concentrate right now is to show you kind of the utility of the Get Started tab within the Start page. For example, you can select any of the projects that you've recently opened. You can open a new project, or open an existing project rather, by clicking the Open Project button, which gives you a list of projects that you've opened in the past, or it gives you the ability to create a new project, and when you click this, the New Project dialog appears. And we'll talk more about the New Project dialog in a future video on LearnVisualStudio.net. Finally, it may not surprise you that you are able to actually create these little tabs and add them into the Start page by configuring a series of XML pages and providing content on your own server in order to that will basically appear as your user clicks on these items. And we'll show how to do that as well in a future video in LearnVisualStudio.net. But again, be forewarned that this approach makes heavy use of XML, XSL, and XPath queries. But we appreciate that you've watched this video and hope that you've learned a little bit more about the Start page. Thank you.